Well, happy fucking 4th, and welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse, Really Weird Cinema, or Blu-ray review of this wonderful, well, I don't know, not so wonderful, Fear in the Philippines, the complete Blood Island films. Now, this is a case of fucking double dipping on somebody's part, because if you remember this one, this came out a couple years ago, and it sold out real quick. And they individually released Mad Doctor of Blood Island, Terrorism Man, and Brides of Blood, but didn't release Beasts of Blood. You could only get Beasts of Blood by getting this. And this wound up on fucking eBay because it was a limited edition and sold out for anywhere from $300 to $400 fucking dollars. Sometimes somebody said as high as $600 at one point. So there, it made it a collectible. Well, now, for whatever fucking reason, they decided to put this fucking thing out, the complete Blood Island films, all four of them, instead of being on 4 Blu-rays, they're on 2 Blu-rays. And sort of spits in the face of the people that laid out a shitload of money to own the other film, because it's the only way it was available. But now, I guess it's a double dip thing. But it's even fucking weirder, because they claim on Beasts of Blood that this is a new print from the Library of Congress. Well, this quote, print from the Library of Congress, has emulsion lines in it, like the green line going through it and stuff and things. Little flaws here and there, where the one in this set was completely pristine with no flaws. Well, that makes me wonder what the fuck is really going on here. You already had the elements for a good Blu-ray, but you took obviously inferior print and used that to do it. Matter of fact, a couple of these new transfers seem to be a little bit fucking off. To me, like I said, it just seems like a double dip cash-in job in this thing, and basically it, screwed everybody who laid out a shitload of money for the other one. Not that people shouldn't see Beast of Blood, they should. It's a great fucking film. And, these films have a literally weird history because, they were basically pumped out in the late 60s. And Terrorism Man, of course, wound up on Chiller Theater late at night. Got a DVD release from Image, I believe. Might have been from Wade Williams, for all I know. The other films, well, actually, they were released on VHS, but it was kind of a fucking rip-off deal because nobody paid for the rights to these damn things. Brides of Blood was released on Regal Video as Brides of the Beast, and that company was completely shaky. Mad Doctor of Blood Island's an anomaly because it was also on a synopsis of a box from Regal Video called Return or Revenge of Dr. X or something like that. It had the plot synopsis to Mad Doctor of Blood Island on the back, but it wasn't the right film. Then it wound up on Magnum Home Video without the pre-title sequence with another, Mad Doctor of Blood Island dropped in. Again, whether this was a legit release, I don't know. Actually, Beasts of Blood was released on an obscure video VHS label, and there's proof of that if you can find an old Video Shack catalog, because it was listed in that. Then we went to the whole DVD thing. Actually, before that, the stuff was sold to TV under 3 different titles. Brides of Blood became Island of Living Horror, heavily edited for TV. Mad Doctor of Blood Island became Tomb of the Living Dead, again heavily edited for TV. And Beast of Blood became Beast of the Dead, another heavy edit. So those were out, and then I had written an article for Chiller Theater magazine back in the day called Blood Island Vacation, covering the films. And lo and behold, a few months later, they wound up on Image in a box set called The Blood Island Vacation. So obviously Sam Sherman read that magazine. Theatrically, these things were brought back, but never paired with anybody else. It seemed like, Mad Doctor ran its course, Brides ran its course, Beast ran its course. They weren't thrown back on a double bill. What happened was Sam Sherman did these Blood-O-Rama shock shows, which featured 4 movies with blood in the title, along with the Blood Island stuff. There was Blood Fiend, Blood Demon, Blood Drinkers, and Blood Creature, which was Terror of a Man. So you never knew which of the films you were going to see, whether they're 4 or not. I had written about that before. Then after Image, they wound up on Alpha Oldies. Actually the same prints on Alpha Oldies. Then, like I say, they wound up with Severin on this, big box set, which completely fucking sold out and became overpriced and things like that. So the films do have a unique history, and I'm one of those guys, and I'm sure there's a lot of those guys out there that are marks for certain films. So every time a new version of this comes out, I buy it. Same with The Flesh Eater, same with Cannibal Holocaust, same with some spaghetti westerns too. So we're all marks like that. But I just think there's something really wrong with this thing because, like I said, the print of Beast of Blood is not up to par as far as I'm concerned. The one in this box set was better. Then there was another thing floating around the internet that I'm not really sure what was going on, that supposedly Sam Sherman was pissed and getting ripped off because some of his films were winding up on Tubi for free and things. So again, that's another one I'm not too sure about. Didn't really get any information, but if only one party had access to these films, then who put them on Tubi? So it's a mystery, but the only way you're going to see Beast of Blood, unless you want to buy the expensive box set, is buying this for, I don't know, I think it was $39.95, but you can get it on Edward R. Hamilton Bookseller for, I think, $29.95. So, like I said, they're great films. They're so over the top and so fucking gory for that time period, and this was before the rating system kicked in. So, and actually, Beast of Blood was rated GP, go figure, on a poster. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the holiday, and we'll catch you on the flip side.